This video is brought to you by the Wait in the Wings extended community. If you have ever hopped on your phone first thing on a Monday morning, it's safe to assume that you've seen this clip.
I don't really want to do the work today. I don't really want to do the work today. I don't really want to do the work today. I don't want to do the work today.
The video has become synonymous with the dread of having to go to a job you really just don't want to go to. But what's the actual origin behind this over-the-top musical meme? And could it be that its viral success might not be as surprising as you may think? What is the true story behind I don't really want to do the work today? In order to understand how this meme reached massive levels of popularity, we first have to go back to Ann Arbor, Michigan in the late 2000s. In 2009, the term viral video was still in its infancy, with sites like YouTube, Newgrounds, and YTMND leading the charge to make online video more accessible and more mainstream. When a group of students named Darren Criss, Brian Holden, Matt Lang, and Nick Lang started using YouTube, it was less about becoming internet famous and more about serving as a means to an end. In April of 2009, their student theater group, Basement Arts, just wrapped up a parody show called Harry Potter the Musical. The show was a huge hit on campus, but after the semester ended, they needed a way to share the video of said production with the cast and crew members. The problem was, many of them had graduated and left the city. Instead of wasting time and money on burning physical DVDs, the easier option was to post it online. After a few edits, including changing the name of the show to A Very Potter Musical, the video was uploaded to YouTube using a channel named after a phrase from the actual show, Team Starkid.
Rocket ship Potter! Starkid Potter! Moon shoes Potter!
To the shock of everyone involved, the internet's love for the boy wizard coupled up with the near-perfect timing release of the Half-Blood Prince. The video amassed over 300,000 views in just a few days, which was massive in 2009. Fast forward 7 years. The love for Team Starkid was reaching a fever pitch. Their fanbase grew to over 500,000 rabid subscribers. Darren Criss went from boy wizard to boy heartthrob on Glee, and the troupe had staged 9 shows, tackling everything from an unlicensed parody musical on Batman to an unlicensed parody musical combining Starship Troopers and The Little Mermaid. So what is it that makes this theater troupe so appealing? Starkid can be summed up in 5 distinct tropes. Number 1, they will always say sound effects out loud.
Broken rib, ruptured spleen, shattered tibia.
Number 2, there's bound to be potty humor and butt jokes galore. Number 3, they're sure to shove in as many shout-outs to other pieces of pop culture or even the property that they're parodying.
You'd rather do nothing than come with us to see Mamma Mia?
Bill, I'd rather do anything than go see Mamma Mia.
Don't look at me like I'm frickin' Frankenstein. Give your father a hug. Oh, Scott.
Number 4, cross-casting, meaning females would play male roles and males would play female roles. Number 5, and most importantly, comedy that thrives on relatability and being funny inadvertently.
Okay, is that an iPhone?
Yeah, it's 6S. I've had...
Wear a watch!
When you watch a Starkid musical, you feel like you're in on the joke with the performers. They were also one of the first theater companies to really pioneer putting their stuff online, guaranteeing that you're going to want to share at least one joke you hear with your friends. For their 10th show in 2016, Starkid decided to stray away from those pop culture parodies and instead take a crack at creating another show not based on campy superheroes or angsty teenage wizards that rolled on the floor. The production would be called Firebringer, a new Stone Age musical. Look familiar? It might not be apparent at first glance, but Firebringer actually represented an important evolution of Starkid's style, being the first to break with many of those classic tropes that I listed above. The show follows a tribe of duck-worshipping cave people, whose world is turned upside down after they discover fire. There's also an evil saber-toothed tiger named Snarl that has this really cool puppet, but that's not as important to the story. To put into perspective the passion and strength of Starkid's online following, a Kickstarter that was started for Firebringer in March of 2016 raised over $154,000 in just 1 month. Their goal was only $88,000. Since Starkid's inception, an actress named Lauren Lopez had become a standout of the troupe, thanks to her iconic portrayal of supporting male characters. Firebringer would mark her first time as both a female character and as a leading role. The show would be helmed by director Julia Albane, and the musical composition would be led by Meredith Stepien. The prehistoric setting of Firebringer lent itself to Stepien's love for percussion instruments, meaning the score was heavy in beats and bongos. In addition to writing the music alongside Mark Swiderski, Stepien would also chip in occasionally with book writers Brian Holden and Matt and Nick Lang. With how different Firebringer was from everything Starkid had become known for, the musical became divisive among online fans. A lot of people agreed that even though Stepien's music was good, and it was fantastic to have Lauren Lopez finally step into the spotlight, the script left a lot to be desired. Whereas other Starkid musicals like Holy Musical Batman and Twisted grabbed the attention of audiences and never let go, Firebringer was more difficult to get into, and a lot of that boiled down to the script not really knowing what it wanted to be. Still, by Starkid standards, the video was a modest success, bringing in over 1 million views initially. But during this time, co-founder Nick Lang was beginning to question if the fandom still really cared about what they were doing. And by February of 2017, it appeared that interest in the musical flatlined. But the trajectory of the show would change dramatically on June 14th, 2017, when a 22-second clip from the opening number found its way on YouTube. All of which leads us back to here, to a scene that is now almost universally recognizable to anyone who owns a smartphone. The number Work to Do was never intended to be an internet sensation. In the context of the show, it does exactly what an opening number should, introducing the characters and telling the audience what their roles are in the story. Surprisingly, the post started to make the rounds, and just a week after it went live, a YouTuber named Lung Thief shared a video of the Book of Mormon on Broadway performing their own version of it.
I don't really want to do the work today. I don't really want to do the work today. I don't really want to do the work today. I don't want to do the work today.
The momentum really accelerated in January of 2018, when the clip finally made it to Reddit. The comment section was a mixed bag of people who were diehard members of the Starkid fandom and innocent civilians who were legitimately confused about what was going on but couldn't look away. And of course, there was the occasional weird person complaining about millennials. But one thing was undeniable. People were engaging. And in time, the song transcended out of the musical theater bubble. Social media was much more prominent than it was when a Harry Potter musical began dominating Tumblr in 2009, meaning the circulation of the video spread faster and wider, thanks to Facebook, Twitter, and most notably, TikTok. By February of 2018, it was safe to say that Work to Do had unexpectedly become a viral meme, mainly because it was painfully relatable and performed in such a way. But with how big the whole thing had become, it begged the question of how the two stars of the clip, Lauren Lopez and Meredith Stepien, reacted to suddenly becoming viral sensations. And the answer is, they kinda didn't. Even though Lopez has a TikTok, there's not a single reference to the meme to be seen. And the most I could find of them referencing the Phenom meme non was this retweet from Lopez in April of 2018, joking with Stepien about getting $10,000 every time someone brings the clip up. Other than that, the two seem to just carry on with their lives, continuing to do Starkid productions, tours, and making some pretty big life moves. Lopez moved from Chicago to California, where she currently does coaching for college theater auditions, as well as volunteer with animal rescue operations, becoming a mother to a Chihuahua named Diane. Meanwhile, Stepien chose to stay in Chicago, eventually getting married to Starkid co-founder Brian Holden. The two currently have a space podcast for kids called Reach. While Firebringer wouldn't reach the same heights as other shows in the Team Starkid catalog, it's nice to know that its legacy will live on a little bit longer. And I mean, it provided the internet with a treasure trove of content for years to come. Of course, another treasure trove of content on the internet is theater fails. You ever wondered how many ways you can fall on stage? We'll click on this video to find out.